G'day team, it's Kris speaking. Welcome back. So we're coming to the end of the From Fear to Excitement series. We've got 3 to go, and today I'm going to talk about my name change and how I was scared for the name change to happen, and then when it turned to excitement for me, and I looked forward to, the future of my real name. Now, my dead name isn't really that much different from the name that I go by, which is Kris. My birth name was Kris T, so there was an extra T and the I on the end of it, and I didn't do all that much to change it legally. But that being said, I still was nervous to change my name. A couple of reasons for that being is, one, I didn't want to disappoint or upset my parents. They gave me that name when I was born, and I lived with that name for 26 years. I was 27 or 28 when I actually had it legally changed. It may have only been, no, it was before I went on testosterone, so it was about 2 years ago when I had it legally changed, just before I went on T. That was a year and a half. So it was a little while ago, and for me it was a step that I had to do before I went on testosterone. I know I've mentioned before, but when I was going through the gender clinic, they asked me what I needed to do to be signed off on hormones for myself, because I was such a box ticker and I needed things to be done in a certain order for me, and name change was before testosterone. So that is something that I went through and I did. I was nervous for it. This one I probably wasn't scared about as much, but I was nervous for it. It was a big change for me, and I did have difficulty going through that process mentally of changing my name. The main reason being that guilt and, the connotations that were held over from my parents, and there wasn't anything on them. They were fully supportive of the transition. It was just me and feeling like I was killing a person that they knew and that they'd grown up with and that they'd come to love, and I was changing that whole person. Now, that's something that we've talked about previously, and something that you'll probably go through yourselves as well. You are not changing, you're becoming who you are, and the person that you are you're just living your authentic self, but that comes with a lot of fear. When I changed my name, I wasn't excited for it at all. It was just something that had to be done, and it's a form, and I'll link where you can get the form in Queensland down below if you are curious, or you're going through your own sort of name change process, and you can have a look at what it entails. It's honestly just an online form. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do. You print it off and you get some documents signed by a justice of the peace to certify that everything and all your identification stuff is true and correct, and then you send it off. Now, when I went to the post office to send it off, I again wasn't excited. It was just a moment of, this is something I have to do. I feel a little bit weird about it. I was quite apprehensive getting to that point to be able to put that paperwork in, but again, it wasn't something that I stopped doing. So once I'd started the process, I was like, okay, well, this is the next bit. I now need to go and do this thing, and I'm not super excited to do it, but I'm going to do it because it is what I need to do to start hormones in my brain. I'm feeling the same way about gender paperwork at the moment. I've got the documents there, I've had them signed off by my doctors, and for some reason my brain is having difficulty with the gender paperwork itself in submitting it. And I think it's a similar situation. It's taking away from parents and my partner and the guilt that comes along with it. Anyway, in terms of the name change and how I came about my name, just quickly, is I talked to my parents about it. Now, I went by Kris for a long time before I legally changed my name. Everyone called me by Kris, my parents, mostly my friends. The only places that didn't really call me by Kris was my workplaces, and that has been the same from my whole working history. Now, it changed to excitement for me the day that I got my name, my legal name, in the mail. You send this off, it takes about 2 weeks. So I was checking the mailbox every day, not excited for it. It was something that I knew was coming in. I was tracking it, I paid for shipping that you could track. And the day that letter came in and I opened it and I saw the official seal and the official change of name was the day that I got excited about it. And I thought, yeah, that's me. This is who I am. This is who I've always been. This is a name that I should have been born with, and now I can go and I can live authentically. And I got excited, and I also got excited for hormones in that moment. and I've talked about the fear to excitement for hormones in another video. But that is where it changed for me. It is okay to be apprehensive about putting in your name change. It's okay to feel weird about legally changing your name, even if you're going by that name. It's a process, and everyone goes through it differently. And if you are struggling, there are going to be people in your life that, you know, turn to you and say things like, why don't you just do it? You go by this name anyway. What's holding you back? And that's your own journey. That's not for anyone else to tell you, and it's okay if you feel weird about it. Anyway, this one was a short one, so we've got 2 more of these to go. If I have missed anything, do let me know in the comments below, and I can update it or do another video of anything that you want to see. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of it, then click my face, and I'll catch you next time. Well, goodbye.